We'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. We're here with Miss Shirley. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you.
Good, good. How are you dealing with the blizzard of 2010?
Not too well. Not too well. We have not had the city to come out and actually plow our streets. We realize that we are in West Baltimore. We realize that we are in the hood, which is fine. But I think that since we pay taxes like everyone else in Baltimore City, we deserve some of the same good things to happen to us. So we're struggling, but again, we're keeping the faith.
According to the city of Baltimore, as of 9:30 this morning, some 76% of secondary streets have been plowed, and another 36% have been plowed once or twice. Are you buying that?
Not at all. When I look at my street and when I look at the confusion with the cars, when I look at people walking in the middle of the street, putting their lives in jeopardy, trying to get to the store with their babies, with their children, with their mates, and the snow, they're trying not to fall, there's cars everywhere, and no, I don't buy that.
There's a classic struggle during the snow or whenever it happens. The pedestrian industry as well as the car trying to get by. Who gets out of the way first? The car? Does the car let the pedestrian by, or does the pedestrian get out of the way and let the car or truck by?
It depends on who's driving, and it depends on who the pedestrian is. Usually pedestrians, as I've seen them, and as I do, I will stand to the side or get as close to the curb as possible and give the car the right of way, because 90% of the time they're not going to give us the right of way.
Yeah, that's just common sense. Okay, according to David Brown, WEAA radio host, there are a lot of acts of violence that tend to happen, particularly when it comes to someone who has shoveled out a parking space and then something happens and they can't get back in their own parking space.
I understand that. I don't go along with it, but I understand it. It used to be a time that neighbors got together and the whole community shoveled out. We had men in the community. We had young men in the community who were school age, going to high school, going to college, that would come out and assist the older people. We don't have that anymore. We do not respect each other, we do not help each other, and yes, if an old lady, would go out there and take an hour and a half to shovel out the snow, and someone else wants to get in that spot, yes, it's a major issue.
With a pacemaker?
With a pacemaker, newly installed.
What happened to your neighbor?
My neighbor, I don't know. Everybody seemed to come out and do their own thing. And that's the way it has been. And we are not neighbors as we have been in the past 20, 30, 40 years ago.
No, the neighbor who shoveled out her parking space and then all of a sudden it was shoveled back in.
Well, we went back outside, pacemaker and all, and re-shoveled again. And we have to go back out and re-shovel again to get the rest of the snow that we had already shoveled out of the way so that she can get in on the driver's side.
Okay, is this a payday for young drug dealers in Baltimore?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, definitely,
okay.
Definitely.
Any suggestions to the people at City Hall?
The suggestion is that we, even though we live in the hood, as they like to say, we still pay taxes. We are still trying to be upstanding citizens in the community. We work. I have worked over 40 years. I've retired. I do not have a jail record. We try to look out for each other, and I think that somewhere along the line, everyone in the city should be given the same, should be treated the same.
Are you saying that West Baltimore is not treated like other parts of the community,
other
parts of the city?
The hood certainly is not, and that's what we're known as, the hood.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts is, I'm going to keep it in prayer.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Shirley. Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.